Know that people are saying things that sound sweet but isn't necessarily true or make sense. Know that an example is saying, it doesn't matter how much plastic surgery you're getting, you're never going to be someone you're not, so just be yourself and don't go and do it. Know that the difference between you being plastic surgery and not being having plastic surgery is the look that you want. So know that every difference and every single difference is being yourself. Know that also you carry your body around where you go. Know that I hate how labels are made. Know that labels are put on things because the person who writes the label wants to feel cool for naming it a certain way. Know that compared to this is how people create headlines for things that are especially embarrassing, like the Barbie and Ken mistake. Know that also things wouldn't be bad and pressuring for people if there wasn't laughter. Know that what I mean is when a comedian makes a joke about something, if nobody laughs, the person that joke was about doesn't feel insulted. But once that laughter, a roar of laughter comes about, it really creates this sucky feeling. And know that it's because of the laughter. Know that laughter really sucks. Know that I wish that people would be robotic and use Know That, because those little things that they use to just feel comfortable and shit are every little thing that we feel uncomfortable about. Know that almost every day I accidentally say how are you to somebody. And know that I say accidentally because when I do it, they don't say anything back, and that's when I realize it was a shit thing to say. And know that it is a shit thing to say because it's asking, come up with something. Come up with something. Know that I get asked how are you at work, and I feel that when I come home, I shouldn't be have to ask by my dad how are you. Because he doesn't ask it with... It doesn't matter that his intentions are good, basically. The load comes on me. Know that it's all a load that comes on you regardless of... And know that when someone puts it with Know That, it says, there's no load whatsoever. Know that it's so important to use Know That every time you talk. Because every time you want a person to give you that lovey response. Know that I love giving lovey responses. Know that I text people back right away when they say Know That because I just want them to know that, okay, just know that I know what you told me. It's been known. I'm done. Ching. Okay is all you gotta do. It's two letters. Know that I hate when people pitch you a sentence or a question that requires you to say a lot more back. Like they invested very little to get a shit ton in return. Know that I really dislike that. And know that the main thing is what's up. Know that you've got to take a breath and say, well, not much. Oh, but there is one thing. Oh, but I don't want to tell you about it. All these little like conditions that you can't really think about and handle them, especially when you've got to do things with your hand. Know that I have a job where I do things in my hands, and when people conversate with me and shit like that, it makes me fuck up. Because there's so much pressure on it. Know that I like being told know that because I can do okay and I can do this little mental boxing in my head. Know that this little thing that takes place where I can figure out how I want to handle these sentences and stuff. Know that everything I need time for. Know that I'm just engorged in this time limitlessness. Like, know that I invented it, I guess, but I didn't really invent it. I just realized it happens when you use Know That, and I bask in it because I've gone to thinking how horrible it is, and know that I think human beings shouldn't have to deal with that. Know that human beings shouldn't have to like look at people and be demanded responses. Know that I hate demands. Know that I've got to bring something up. It's basically these two things that exist making this one thing exist. Okay, are these two sentences true? Know that I rhetorically ask because I know they are. Every time you say something, it creates a huge demand for a response. True. Know that number two is you say things. True. So, equals, know that all those two things equals, you create a demand for response without even meaning to. By just saying something. And know that half the time you say things to eliminate a need for response. To say like, that's okay. But what you do by saying, that's okay, is like you create that person to say, no, but I really need to. And know that you just like, didn't you hear my saying that's okay? Know that you actually think in your head, this person didn't get what I just told them. And know that it's because they don't. Know that it's because you sound so stupid and fucking retarded when you speak without know that. Know that it isn't anyone's fault. Know that it's simply just the fact that the first two words of what you say sound so metally, sound so draining, demotivating. Know that they sound like you think you're cool. Know that no one, let's just stop thinking that we think we sound cool, because no one really likes that. And you never got a really bonus out of doing it for yourself anyway. So know that if you could just eliminate from that for your life, which you didn't even realize you were getting it anyway, we'd all be golden. Because know that this thing exists that you've been doing that you don't realize you've been doing, and it's making it sound like it's all about yourself when you talk, by just those first two words you're saying not being know that. So know that that's how it's important. And say know that as the first two words, so that you don't come off as this guy, so that you make people think the natural things that they think, so that you make people give the natural responses they want to give. And know that the whole entire time you're going to float by in life thinking, wow, life is so great because people are telling me things that are on their chest, and it's not in a way that makes me have to deal with them. It's a supplemental thing. It's a complementary thing, meaning it comes up with your life. It doesn't back against it and pull and ask for things. It's like you're going in a direction and it comes with you and it makes your fucking pulse fatter. It doesn't pull from your pulse. And you're going, know that I'm just metaphorically saying you're going in one direction. You're leading yourself towards success. Know that inevitably, we're all doing this. Parallelly, going together with everybody at the same time towards different directions of success. And know that this demotivation that occurs from non-know that sentences, if you really want to know about it, just go forth and be yourself to people. And I guarantee you'll get slapped in the face. Metaphorically, because no one will really touch you because that's illegal. But know that people are going to do the best they can to say, I'm not on your page. Know that I encourage you to look at the brush-offs of eye contact, the distances of just body gestures, the distancing and the off-pitchness and the swings and the miss, the why didn't he catch on to what I'm saying. Know that this is all happening, and it's been happening ever since day one. Know that it's been happening since day one, and that's why wars exist. Know that on an unconscious level, meaning without us knowing it happening, our country is saying we're the shit, we're number one, we're cool. And know that even though that doesn't demand anything in form, what it demands is really frustrating and demotivating, because as a listening country, some other country hears that and thinks, fuck, not only do I gotta say, listen, it's not about you, I gotta say, listen, about our country, we've got this, this, and this. Which is something that should be implied. It shouldn't be spoken. It should just be implied because there's a natural non-takingness. Know that U.S. takes it. It takes the whole we're the coolestness. We're the baddestness. Know that U.S. takes every form of strong example there is, and it's so demotivating because it is simply demotivating to hear great things without know that. Know that it just simply is. Because there's a sentence said, internally or externally, for everything. And sometimes it's, yeah, good for you. On some huge extremes, it's, well, I'm fucking tired of this, so I'm going to fight you. Know that there's broad spectrums of responses everywhere, depending on how much of a mood a person or someone's in. But it all goes in the same negative, because it all leans in this whole, why does it got to sound like it's all about you? And know that there's a way to do it without sounding like it's all about you. When you're that speaker, it's just saying know that. Know that it's so important to not say anything without know that. Know that people need time to think about what you say, especially people who are out of breath. Know that when you say know that, it's okay for them to take a few seconds, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, as long as they know that, because know that you have to be the okay one. When you say know that, you enter this little agreement with yourself that you're going to change the way you are, you're going to be a lot less expectant of people,